My name is Eleanor. I turned 96 last spring, and I recently found a letter I wrote to myself at age 50. I never opened it. If I had, I might have lived the last 40 years very differently. So today, I'm opening it with you. And inside that letter were 7 truths most people only learn when it's too late. Stay with me, because the last one quietly steals decades from people over 50. The first line in the letter said, "Stop trying to win races you don't even enjoy." At 50, I was still competing. Bigger house, more savings, more success than my friends. But here's what no one tells you. By the time you reach your 50s, everyone is running a completely different race. Some are raising grandkids, some are starting businesses, some are quietly fighting illnesses, and most of the scoreboards we chase, no one is actually watching. The moment I stopped comparing my life to others, life got lighter. The second sentence in that letter shocked me. One day your job title will disappear. For 32 years I introduced myself like this. "Hi, I'm Eleanor, the director at..." But when retirement came, suddenly I was just Eleanor. No title, no office, no meetings. And for a while, I didn't know who I was anymore. But then, I discovered something beautiful. When your career ends, your real identity finally has room to breathe. Before I continue, if you're over 40, 50, or planning for retirement, comment, "Second chapter." I read every single one. Because the second half of life can actually be the best half. The third line said something we were never taught growing up. You are allowed to stop things that no longer bring you joy. For years I forced myself to finish things. Books I hated, commitments I dreaded, social events that drained me, just to prove I wasn't a quitter. But time after 50 becomes crystal clear. Every hour matters. And finishing things that no longer serve you is not discipline. It's wasting the one resource you can't replace. The fourth truth in the letter was uncomfortable. Stop saying yes when your heart says no. After 50, many people are still trapped in people-pleasing mode. Family obligations, community roles, endless favors. But here's what I learned too late. Every forced yes is a quiet no to your own life. And the older you get, the more expensive that becomes. The fifth truth was short but powerful. You don't need to win every argument. When I was younger, I thought being right mattered. Online debates, political arguments, family disagreements. But wisdom teaches something surprising. Most arguments aren't about truth. They're about ego. And peace is often worth far more than being correct. Then came the sixth line. And I wish I had taken it seriously sooner. Protect your energy. Some people drain you every time they appear. They complain. They criticize. They only call when they need something. I spent decades trying to fix these relationships. But eventually, I realized something important. Not everyone in your life is meant to stay there forever. And protecting your energy is not selfish. It's necessary. But the last sentence in that letter was the hardest to accept. It said, "Stop waiting for people to become who you wish they were." For years I believed people would change, that they would finally understand me, finally treat me better, finally become who I hoped they would be. But most people show you exactly who they are, very early. The real wisdom is learning to believe them, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with clarity. Because the moment you accept people as they truly are, you finally become free to decide who stays, who goes, and where your life goes next. I wish I had opened that letter when I was 50, but maybe you're hearing it at the perfect time. Because the second half of life isn't about rushing, it's about choosing wisely. If this message spoke to you, leave a comment saying, "I'm choosing wisely." And if you're building a better second chapter, subscribe and walk this road with me, because the most meaningful years of your life may still be ahead.